the weekend, the Supreme Court in the state of Texas upheld Republican Governor Greg Abbott's ban on mask mandates. The governor had been sued by several counties that had enacted their own mask mandates in defiance of the governor's executive order banning mask mandates. And the Texas Supreme Court said, sorry, folks, the governor of Texas actually does have the authority under a 1975 law, the Texas Disaster Act, which basically gives the governor unlimited powers in the face of any kind of disaster like this, and his order can supersede those local orders. So, at least for now, temporarily, they're saying, those mask mandates that a couple of counties had put in place, mostly to protect children heading back to school, it's illegal, according to the Texas Supreme Court. Now, what really drives me crazy about this story is the fact that this is a fairly simple legal argument. Okay, obviously you know that under the 1975 Texas Disaster Act, the governor can do what he feels necessary to protect the public in the face of a disaster. All these plaintiffs had to do was go to court and argue that there was no legitimate public health or public, crisis reason to ban mask mandates. If anything, that had the opposite effect of what the Texas Disaster Act was put in place to do. Now, unfortunately, I have not been able to find what kind of legal argument the plaintiffs used. But if they could have gone to court and proven that Abbott had no reason other than political motivations to put this mask mandate in place, or ban on mask mandate in place, to pander to the minority of his state that is anti-mask, we may have seen a different outcome here. This decision is going to be appealed. It may make it all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court, at which point the powers of not just Greg Abbott, but possibly other governors across the country who have also banned mask mandates could come into question. And currently the Supreme Court, the U.S. Supreme Court, with a 6-3 Republican majority, they really are a toss-up, We already saw last week Amy Coney Barrett, who Republicans are now calling Amy Commie Barrett, uphold colleges' vaccine passports. So we really don't know what to expect if one of these cases, whether it's from Texas or whether it's from Florida, whether it's from one of the Dakotas with Kristi Noem, it could actually have massive ramifications if the Supreme Court does the right thing. But unfortunately, we cannot depend on them for that. Meanwhile, Texas has seen a 400% increase in COVID hospitalizations over the last month. The state is absolutely getting ravaged by this virus, and their governor, Greg Abbott, is refusing to let cities, counties, municipalities, and school boards do everything in their power to protect their residents. That's political motivation. That has nothing to do with the Texas Disaster Act. This case really could have been a slam dunk for these plaintiffs. So I am curious to find out what kind of arguments they used, because I just refuse to believe that they couldn't point out that this was purely politically motivated, having no basis in science. They should have won this case. And if they did make these arguments and still lost, then that itself is a testament to how right-wing these courts in Texas have become. Either way, horrible decision by the Texas Supreme Court, and it's a decision that will send people to an early grave. Ring of Fire has fresh content 7 days a week, so if you want to be reminded about it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video goes up.